I mean, the song Classified, the first song on the album, I wrote last. Like, I didn't think this song was gonna come first on the album, but when it was done, it felt to me like a great place to start, to show my listeners what I've been through, and I try to be as transparent as possible. The song Commotion. I mean, this song came about a couple months ago. I wrote it in my old studio, and I wrote it in probably like 4 hours. Done. But I just felt like it was lacking something. I needed a mix on it that was gonna make it cut through. And so I sent it to my good friend Andrew Lopez. He knew instantly what he wanted to do with it. I don't know if most of you know the band Loathe, but he pushed this song to a whole nother level. When he sent it back to me, he actually sent me one track that was just all the effects he had added to it, and that in and of itself was just incredible. And then hearing that with the revised mix on the drums, vocals, the song really, it finally had that energy that I wanted, and so that's why I named it Commotion. The lyrics of this song, they're all about going with the flow, and no matter what is thrown at you at any given time or on any given day, you have to cut through the noise and keep going and keep trying to pursue what you're after. I've been trying to practice mindfulness meditation for a while. And one of the things it taught me was to start to just be more in tune with my breathing. And so the song Deep Breath is more of like a note to myself to take a few minutes at a time, once a day, twice a day, and just focus on your breath for 5 minutes. I talk about things like how I feel like sometimes I'm being pulled in 2 different directions at the same time. Life is about balance, and I think through the adversity that I've faced in life, this song is kind of a note towards that. Take a deep breath, and it's gonna be all right, and that's what this song is about. Like most of the songs that I write, this song, Don't Know How, is about how I was kind of blindsided by this girl that I met who is now my fiance. I find sometimes writing songs about that scenario just comes natural. You know, I say that I don't know how she got me under this kind of a spell. That may sound corny, but we both said when we first met that we weren't interested in something serious, and very quickly it became serious. I think that's because of how open we learned to be with ourselves, and so together we were unstoppable. So the 5th song on the record is called Hot Press. And I wrote the first verse, I wrote the second verse, and I needed to come up with a chorus. Being out of sync with reality, honing in on that, I decided I wanted to write about the news cycle and politics and media and Big Brother and all that. Those themes get tied into this chorus, and I think, like me, a lot of people feel the same way about we don't want to be lied to anymore. You need to be aware that everything you hear and see is not the truth. It's important to seek out the truth, develop your own opinion. So I try to take that negative cycle that we know too well and spin it in a way that, I don't know, makes it digestible. Met her at the bar midsummer. She was waiting on somebody else. God never showed. So the song All I Know was also mixed and mastered by Andrew Lopez. And in the same aspect as Commotion, I felt like this song needed to be a little bit larger than I had originally produced it. The song All I Know is about meeting somebody unexpectedly who is not happy with their current situation. The song encapsulates the idea of being so in tune with another person that you two feel like you can accomplish anything, no matter what any outside source has to say about it, no matter what life throws at you. All I know is that if I met this person, and thankfully I have, I'd hope that they would give me a chance, and they have. and together no one can hold us back. And so that's what this song is about. I know a lot of people are fighting to find love and find the perfect relationship, and for me, the moment I gave up the idea of finding that and searching for it actively, it came to me. And I think that applies to a lot of different things in life.
I just hope that someday someone would love me.
So, Love is a Potion is the shortest song on the record, but I think it hits the hardest. I don't know. I sing about how love can make you forget about everything else around you, but sometimes that's not a good thing. It can almost be like a potion, like you're under a spell. And that theme comes across in a lot of my music, and I don't know, it resonates. I use a lot of metaphors in this song, specifically one that I wrote that I love. I say, the grip that I'm holding to keep me from floating is stitched deep in my clothing, stitched into my jeans, a thread that I cut to escape what is not good for me. I've been through relationships that weren't good for me, and I couldn't see that, and so that's maybe what this song is supposed to be about.
Why'd you do me like that? Thought that we were straight, guess you didn't have no faith, or maybe you're just afraid, but you tell me.
The song is a fun one. The title of the song is an acronym. It's Why'd You Do Me Like That? And the beat is a hyper pop beat that I got sent by my good friend and producer, Gerardo. This one I decided to write about the topic of why would someone ever treat you the way that they did, despite all of the hard work and the effort that you put into them. Also, the way that this song came about was I had the chorus lyrics for a while, tried them on a few other different beats, wasn't really feeling it, and then when I got this one and I was going through some old notes on my phone and I found this chorus I had written, I knew immediately that this was going to be the song that it was supposed to be.
It's been a week, I've been fighting on the front. Feeling weak if I scream that it's
So this song Far Cry is not about the video game. You know, going through the motions of going to your job, coming home, maybe you have something you pursue on the side. Just saying that sometimes I feel like I should give up, and future me wouldn't want me to do that. You know, where I'm at this point in my life is I'm only gonna focus on the things that are gonna make me better. And yeah, despite what anyone may say about your pursuit, just tune it out and only listen to your heart. And I think that's so important.
I take it all back, give it to you slowly. But if I lose track, would you ever show me? Even if our love cracks.
This is one of my favorites on the record for sure. The theme behind this song is that time rolls away for all of us at the same pace. You can't get any of it back. It is only about the energy that we put into something, not the time. I used to believe that failure was the worst thing that could ever happen to you, you know, but man, what a narrow perspective. When you learn that every time you fail at something, you have an opportunity to do something different or do something better, failure isn't scary anymore. So this beat I also produced start to finish. I'm not big on music theory. I don't really know too much about it, but I know how sounds make me feel. I heard somewhere, and it resonated, that the listener is most times not going to remember the song for the lyrics, but for the melody in which they're sung. Like all major pop songs, the melody is something you could hear 2 seconds of and you go, yep, I know what song that is. And I try to use that in my music. I try to focus on writing the melody of the lyric before any words are drawn up.
I've been falling on my vices like there's something I need, and when I'm feeling under pressure,
Silhouette. I think a lot of people can attest to feeling sometimes like they're not understood or not heard. So sometimes I feel like a silhouette, like a different version of myself. One of my favorite lines in this song is, I put the pressure to my passions when I brush it off. Look at every single facet like a crystal ball. Talk about, in this song, my songwriting process. I load up a beat, I sing about how I feel, and I let all that energy out, whether positive or negative. I will admit that sometimes I dive into my work pretty heavily and block everything else out. You know, that may be not such a great approach to it, but there are times when I feel that it's necessary, and this song was the outcome of that. Serotonin. Serotonin's the last song on the record. From start to finish, this album took approximately 8 months, but some of the lyric ideas I had for longer than that. Some of the music I had written before I decided I wanted to make an album, and I had finally felt like after that song was done, I had finally written an entire body of work. You know, from a young age, I've always listened to lots of different styles of music. You know, I used to play guitar in a heavy metal band, and never would I have thought that I would be singing pop music. And through finding my own sound, I started to pull from all genres that I liked, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Capture me so easily.